Hey, what's going on, RC people? Tony here, CCxRC, and on the bench today we've got the ARRMA Senton 4x4. This was sent to us by Hobbyco and ARRMA to do an unboxing, review, run footage, all of that kind of stuff for you guys like we typically do here on the show. So I'm excited about this one. I really like what ARRMA is doing these days, and what they're coming in for at the price point of these is pretty sweet. I like, by looking at the box, I haven't actually opened it, it's still taped and everything. I'm saving this for you guys. But some of the things that they've chosen to do to make it easier to work on, I'm really digging. So we'll take a look at those aspects, we'll take a look at the box, and then we'll open it up and see what you get inside. So stick around after the break, guys, and we'll check it out. Alright, so this is a big package, and the way I've got my camera and everything set up, you can't actually fit the whole thing in there. So we'll take a quick look around the box here for you and see the front of it. It says 30 miles per hour on here, ready to run. Nothing much except for how cool it looks on the front to look at. When we swing around to the side though, this is what I'm actually really excited about. As you can see, they talk about these modules that they have here. Easy access power module to get in and work on your motor here. Just one screw and you can pull out the assembly and work on the gearbox, you know, your slipper clutch, all of that pretty easily there. As well as your electronics. Takes looks like 5 screws to pull this whole thing out and be able to work on those. But really what I'm liking is the modular chassis system that allows you to get in, and you can see how they've opened up the back end and pulled out the diff here with just 4 screws. That is just amazing right there. I'm really excited about that because that is kind of one of the pain in the rears on my Losi, is to get to the diff box and do any work on the differential. So I like that they've thought this through as far as making it easy to work on. So let's keep looking around the box here. We'll go on this side here. It's saying that it's got this 51 millimeter diff spline here gear going on. That's pretty awesome. Comparing it to the smaller size in their Nero and their Outcast had smaller gearing. So that's interesting. Adjustable body mounts, mega waterproof ESC, which waterproof is fun with these kind of rigs, so I'm digging that. The metal geared differentials, tough multi-spoke wheels, extended height dirt defenders here on the front, that'll be cool, and the oil-filled shocks. So keep spinning the box here. So it's showing here your power module is a 12-turn motor. It's showing the gearing here that they've got. Tough metal gears are saying, and it's using super smooth bearings. So ball bearings is nice. So these are calling these D-Boots Fortress short course tires, adjustable ride height on your shocks, standard T-connector plugs, which are great. This comes with a 7-cell nickel metal hydride battery, 12-turn brushless 550 can, and double wishbone suspension front and rear. So here's what's included. You get the Tactic radio. These are great. These come with a lot of the axial rigs now, and they work well. They have good range on them. The ADS 5 waterproof 5 kilogram 70-ounce inch servo, mega waterproof ESC and 12-turn brush 550 motor, 2400 milliamp hour 8.4 volt nickel metal hydride battery, and the charger for that. So it's ready to run, waterproof, brushed motor, and it's got a 2-year warranty. And like I said, only requires a couple of batteries. And this is the red and black version. There's also other color variation you can get as well. So let's go ahead and open this up and get inside the package. Two pieces of tape. Ready? Here we go. All right. This comes in here. Just got a few pieces to take out. Gonna have our controller and charger in here. The truck with the bag over it, and our instructions. Because you guys like to see just how everything is packaged, I will go ahead and pull these out of here as well so you can see what we've got with the radio and our charger, how they're packaged in here with extra precaution, you know, taken to make sure that they arrive safely. Go. Here's everything you get in the box, guys. We're going to start with our manual like we like to do, and you'll see that it's a small manual, which is kind of nice, lots of pages, and it goes through basically how to run it, how to program your ESC, using the plugs for switching between LiPo and nickel metal hydride on your ESC, setting up your radio and all that if you need to rebind it, and then some troubleshooting. What it doesn't have that typically come in these is an exploded parts view, so you know what part numbers and all that. So it's showing the granite on the top here, which is pretty much the same thing as the Senton with bigger tires and a little bit of things that are changed. But I will point out, though, that if you go to the ARRMA website, it does have an exploded parts view for you here, and you can actually switch between the ARRMA part numbers and the Hobbyco part numbers with a little tap on the link at the bottom. So if you're looking for new parts for these, that'll be helpful, but also, you know, check out YouTube. There's always people that are doing, working on these things, and you can probably find out how to do some of the stuff that you might need to do to work on these. So, noticing one of my stickers is peeling off, but okay, so that's your manual. All right, so next up, we've got a little part bag. It's got some extra jumpers for your ESC in here. It's got spacers for your shocks. It's got a few Allen or hex tools and like a multi-wrench tool here for taking off your tires and whatever else you might need the bigger size lug for. I don't know, maybe something to do with the drive shafts in here. Not sure. We got a US style plug T connector for charging up that battery. Our tactic transmitter here, which again, I like these things a lot. So nice foam grip on it. You can one-hand drive it if you need to for filming, which comes in handy. It's got a couple of extra buttons on here that probably aren't used on this vehicle. Dual rates for steering, throttle trim, steering trim, and then you've got over here, you've got your on-off, and then reverses for both your throttle and your steering. If you're turning the wheel one way and the tires are going another, you can hit the reverse there and not have to go in and change anything in the wiring. Same with your throttle. If forward is reversed, and you know, whatever. If they're reversed, there's just a quick switch for that. All right, on the bottom, it's going to take 4 AA batteries, which it says you need on the manual, but what we want to look at is the truck itself. All right, so here's a closer view of the truck. We're going to get in and we're going to look at all of the details of this thing. It, like I said, is a beautiful looking design on the truck. I really like their styling. I think it's fresh and just very, very current and with the times. I like all of this room that they give for your tires to sit in here and not rub. That is nice. Body clips. They've got these nice little holders here so you don't lose them when you're taking off the body, which is just a nice addition. Not a lot of them from the factory come like that. And I've bought mods and stuff for them, and I just have never taken the time to actually put them on. I've still got them in their bags, but this is just awesome that it comes like this out of the box. It's a thin Lexan material, and so I may go ahead and just Gorilla Tape the inside. Oh, I might have to not cover that though. Look at that. It says don't just bash, blast. So that's awesome. It does look like they've added a little bit of extra protection here in places that would break. So they've got tape to kind of keep it from breaking apart here around your body clip post and around your tires and the sides here where it's going to rub. Try and protect the paint, I'm sure. All right, guys, so we're going to go handheld and we're going to take a look over the ARRMA Senton 4x4 here. There's a lot of cool features about this truck that we want to get into today. So we're going to start by looking at the D-Boots tires here, these nice knobby tires with the multi-spoke. These are supposed to be strong plastic rims, so but they feel good. There's nice foam in them, and they'll definitely be good for off-road. It looks like it's going to be the main use. Moving inward, we see our C-hub. Maybe we'll go to this side. The lighting's better on that with our double wishbone suspension. And you can see here the drive shafts are basically a splined drive shaft to the tire, and they're using U-joints on each end. And these are kind of standard. I see these with like the ECX Ruckus and different things like that. I think the Traxxas might run the same style in their Slash. Here we'll move on over to our shocks, which are interestingly put together. So they've got the retainer here for your spring is actually part of your end, so it doesn't pop off and it won't, like, you know, jump off, and you won't lose your spring unless you actually snap it off there. So what you actually do is you take the spring off the top, but what's interesting is this is keyed here, so that to access the shock oil, you actually push this in here, twist it, and it'll open up. So they have videos on that on their website you should check out. It looks really easy to refill these with oil and change your oil. We've got our compression bumper here on the front of it. As you can see, plastic, basically shock tower body here on the front, as well as the body posts. So yeah, that's kind of a look quickly at the front end. You can see here moving backwards the little guards that they have to keep dirt and debris from getting into your chassis. It's a modular chassis, as you can see here, the way that they've put it together. And so this allows you to work on it very easily. So it's a big plastic tub chassis, nice and thick plastic. And here's some of that honeycombing I talked about earlier in their design stuff that I just like the way that their designs look. And their motors, their brushless motors look awesome, the design that they've put on those. Taking a look here at our electronics module, you'll see that the ESC actually sits right on top of the receiver box, and to get to that you pull out the 2 screws here on your ESC, and then you'll be able to open up your receiver box there. It looks like there might be one more screw there, but you can also take out this whole system right from the bottom here by removing these screws, and the whole module will pop out. We've got our 12-turn motor here into our power module, which you can see this tab to be able to pull it out for their easy 1-screw pull-out system that they've got, which we'll show in a little bit. They have a spring-loaded center drive shaft that's plastic, so what you do is you actually just pull on this and it pops out, and so then you can take it out here, take it off, and pull it out just like that. And so now we have our drive shaft out of the vehicle. So that's an interesting look, but that's also how you get in here to work on your slipper clutch, and to be able to tighten or adjust that. And so we'll show that in just a minute. Again, there's a few things we'll look at before we move on to some of the looks at how easy they've made this to work on, and how cool I think that is. So here's the battery that comes with it. Everyone knows I love Velcro straps for holding batteries in, and so this is always welcome to me. And they've got a little clip here to hold your battery power in place. Lift that up so it doesn't get all caught up and bound up in the drive shaft. 8.4 volt, 2400 milliamp hour. So this is just a nickel metal hydride battery. But you can see here how it's all held in. It looks good. And we've got our rear diff under here, and again basically the same setup in the rear for your shocks and all of that. Turnbuckles and that aren't adjustable for your tires for towing and all that. It's all plastic. I should have shown that in the front here. But it's nice beefy plastic, and for what it is, you're going to be able to do what you need to do. So I'm going to put the camera back onto the tripod, and we'll get a look at some of these other features that we see in here that are kind of neat. So the first thing that we're going to do is we want to remove this power module from the car right here. So it's basically 1 screw, and then we'll be able to pull that out of place and work on it. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Here we go. Here's our 1 screw. Pull it out. Flip the car back over here for you. And then we'll slide this out of place like so. And just flip it over. And then all we need to do is, if we want to work on the slipper clutch, that's where that tool, the big plastic tool, comes into place. And so this will slide on here and allow you to adjust your slipper tightness. And so the way that they say to do it is just to put it on here and drive it. And so as you pull the tires, you can adjust the tightness there, or in reverse. So you can make your adjustments that way. Alright, so back to this though. To pull out your whole power module, you just are going to pull on this and kind of slide it out. Like so. and so the motor's still attached here. But then it's just 3 screws if you want to get at your slipper clutch, change out your motor, all of that good stuff. So it's just 1 screw to basically get started on it. And then we'll just line this back up and slide it back on, and it clicks into place there. So that's the main thing, is it says pull, but you got to lift and then slide, and it pops right out like that. While I have it off, we're going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to get at the diffs as well. So there's 4 screws that we're going to have to do now in order to get to the center diff. And actually one of them is already out because we've taken it out for the motor assembly. So we're going here. Now you can use the Allen wrenches that came with the kit to do this, but I have these Integy little driver set that is great with this simple Black & Decker screwdriver. Alright, I can already feel it moving. Alright, so if you hadn't already taken your power module off, you do that first, but now you literally just kind of rock this back like so, and then you can literally just pull your whole differential out of the vehicle. Pull off the drive shafts, and there you have it. So then you can check it over, make sure your teeth and everything are good, make sure you have enough grease on there, which they've done a decent job greasing it up out of the package here in the factory. And that's how quick it is to get in and work on your diffs with this system, which is amazing. So we're going to slip this back in, starting by putting in the drive shafts. There we go. So we got our drive shafts in, and we just slip and rock that back into place. We're going to close it up, and we're just going to put our screws back in. That easy. Alright, I'll say that the front diff pretty much works the same way, except without having to pull out this motor here. You still need to pull out your drive shaft, but you don't have to pull out the whole motor assembly like this. So it's pretty much the same thing. We won't show that because it's basically just duplicating what was done here. They do have videos on their website showing both if you need that. I just want to show how simple it was to do. So that was my main goal in doing it here on video for you. But they do have great videos on the ARRMA website showing you how to do it. So that's in place. Slide this back in. Just slides onto the little plastic groove there, like so. Put our screw back into it. And voila! Drive shafts back in, and we are good to go. And so to do the front diff, you pretty much do the same thing. You still have to remove this drive shaft because you're going to want to be able to rock your diff out, but you don't have to take out the power module or that. And you've just got your screws here on the bottom that you've got to take out and rock it forward. So very simple. I like this design, ARRMA. Thank you so much for making it this easy to work on. So I guess that's pretty much it. It's got a big beefy compression bumper on the rear as well. But they've really thought through their design on this, and I really like what they've come up with. And I can't wait to get it out for you guys, and we'll do some runs with it, speed runs, and all of that. Well, there you have it, guys. It looks like ARRMA has put a lot of work into this 4x4 design. A lot of people were asking when they were going to release a 4x4 version of this truck. And it took them a little while, but I'm glad that they took the time to, it looks like, do it right, because I'm a big fan of making these cars easier to work on, and some of the systems that they put in place here, especially for the differential access, is amazing to me. So we'll see how the main drive shaft, center drive shaft, holds up with the spring tension that it has on it, and things like that. That might be a question mark for people, but I like what it does for making it easy to work on and easy to install and remove. So there's a few huge pluses for me. We'll give this thing a run with the standard stock battery in it, but we'll also do 2S LiPo battery through it, like I said before. I'm going to go ahead and actually do kind of a break-in on this motor and just drive it at like constant speeds and slow, and put some motor cleaner in there and just try and get that thing tuned before we run it. Sometimes I'll put it on just like a block and do it, but other times I just kind of drive it around slow, and I just don't like hard on and off and like braking and all that, just to let the motor kind of set itself in and get nice and brushed and cleaned for a nice even running motor. So that's something that I'll do with it. But thanks again to Hobbyco ARRMA for sending this vehicle for us to give everybody a look at it, and I hope that you found this helpful. And again, check out that ARRMA site if you want more details on the shocks and seeing videos on how to open those up and put in oil or change your oil. They've got some great videos there. You've got to go to like the ARRMA site, go to their short course trucks, and then go on. They've got like a special breakout site for the 4x4 vehicles. On that is where you find the videos that kind of detail out how to work on these cars. So, and just to give you guys some extra help, I'll go ahead and try and provide the links below for you so you can see the videos, but also see the exploded parts view of this vehicle if you have one and need to get parts for it. So as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Have fun RC, and we'll catch you next time on the CCxRC show.